Amanda here, and today we have some new products from Fantasy Cosmetica. I love saying those words to you. If you are not already aware, which you probably are if you have been a viewer of this channel for the past year or two, I am a huge Fantasy Cosmetica fan. Everything they come out with excites me, it interests me, it keeps me on my toes. Even when they're doing color schemes or even theming that isn't my personal perfect aesthetic, I still find myself intrigued, excited, wanting to know more, wanting to see more. And today we get more. We have a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Wizard palette, a continuation of their 9-pan series. And very exciting. I love seeing brands do new products and new formulas. Today we get to experience that. This is the Cheek palette. Has 3 little highlighter. You can use it as a highlighter, a blush, an eyeshadow. I am wearing all 3 of these as all 3 of those things. So you will get to see all 3 shades in action. And today I'm bringing you not 1, but 2 different eye looks using this Wizard palette. I have this deep purpley blue, more smoky, dark look on today. This is my favorite. But I also did an all pastel look just to really get myself out of my comfort zone and push myself to try something new, which I always enjoy doing. Almost always enjoy doing. So you will see 2 very different eye looks coming out of this palette. I'm also going to show you swatches, close-ups, give you all my thoughts. I have been wearing these products for several days now, so I do have a pretty decent handle on what I think about them. These products are launching on Friday, February 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when these will be available on the Fantasy Cosmetica site. The palettes are magnetic and the shades will be sold as singles. So the palette will be $38.99. The highlighter palette will be $29.99. The single matte shadows are $4.99. The single duochrome or multi-chrome shadows are $9.99, and the one holochrome that's in here is $18.99. There's also a fragrance with this collection, as is typical for Fantasy Cosmetica. They love to give us all different types of options. So I'm gonna put the fragrance info up here. Just FYI, the spray fragrances can only ship within the US. That's just a shipping restriction issue. But they do make like an oil-based roll-on version of the fragrance that can ship internationally for our friends around the world. So that's that info for you. And just an FYI, I do have a coupon code for you. This is an affiliated code. It's just my first name, Amanda. That will save you 10% on pretty much anything on the site. So if you decide to shop, you can always save a couple bucks with that code. Now, let's get into the fun part. I'm going to show you close-ups, swatches, all my tutorials, application demos, and I'm going to give you all my thoughts along the way. So let's start with a close-up of the highlighter palette. This is the Celestial Lights palette. This is the face highlighter palette. I also have used some of these shades as eyeshadows as well, so this has a lot of versatility. I love this new, more airbrushed looking art style. It's a departure from their more stained glass looking packaging, but I think this is really beautiful. It definitely suits this particular product. Inside we have 3 different highlighter pans. These pans are the size of like a normal small blush, so I think they're 36 millimeter pans, and these are magnetic, so you can remove and replace these highlighters as you wish. We have 3 very different shades here. These are all super duper shimmery. First up is Dancing Lights. This is a very golden peachy shade. It has some shifty green and blue shimmers once it's applied to the face, but the initial look of this is a more peachy gold. In the center there we have Whirlwind. This is a purpley pink with bright blue and pink shimmers. The last shade is called Dark Star. This is a shifty pinky purple shade, more of a warm purple with those pink shifts in it. I'm also going to show you these shades with the flash lighting because you can really see the shifts a lot differently with this in motion flashlight versus just seeing these in my regular studio light where I have a big bright ring light. And later on, you'll get to see these in action in the tutorial portion. I will use all three shades, and I think these look quite different once they're actually applied to my face. I'm really excited about this. I think this is my favorite thing in this release, just personally. But we also have this beautiful wizard palette. I absolutely love the cover art on this as well. I'm a big fan of this stained glass style packaging that they have been switching to over the past year or so. I just think this is lovely. All the colors on the outer packaging are really beautifully reflected in the shades inside, which is a huge thing for me. I love that continuity. And I also want to take a moment here to just point out all of these products are vegan. So, my vegan friends, you're safe to shop from Fantasy Cosmetica. These are cruelty-free and vegan products. Now, this palette does have the magnetic pan, so you can remove and replace the shadows as you see fit. There's a nice mirror in here. And then, of course, inside we have the 3 rows of 3 classic 9-pan layout. I love the artwork that's behind the shades here too. They are just so fastidious in their detail and their theming. This gets me going. Even though if you know me, you know I'm not big on pastels, I'm not big on blue, but the way that this is presented is just so intriguing to me that I absolutely am loving it. I'm loving using this. Personally, I have some shades that I like and reach for more than others. I love the shimmers in here, and I love that very last bluish purple blurpily matte shade called Intellect. If I was going to shop from this release, personally, this would be the type of thing where I would be more likely to buy some of the singles than the entire palette, simply because I'm not a big pastel eyeshadow user, and a lot of the shades in here, the first 3 matte shades, are very light wash pastel type of colors. There is certainly a place in the makeup world for these types of colors. They're just not my personal cup of tea. I will do an all pastel look, and I think you'll be able to tell it's not really the most flattering for me personally, but that doesn't mean that it's not good shadows. It's just not the right fit for me. However, I love the shimmers in here. I have an affinity for blues and golds mixed together, and I really like the combination. I love the high contrast between these really rich, darker, jewel toned blue and purple type of colors with the super, super soft pale colors. That contrast of depth and saturation really intrigues me, and it's not something that I've seen in a lot of palettes. I think most palettes on the market tend to be a lot more mid-tone heavy and shy away from the extremes, and this is really mostly extremes. I am a big fan of mixing and layering my shadows. I love to dip into 2 or 3 different shadows at a time just to customize my color, make something a little lighter, make something a little bit more dusty or a little bit more rich. And with these extreme contrasts of depth and saturation, you can really do a lot of that mixing in an interesting way. It's giving alchemy, it's giving on theme. I know maybe that's kind of a stretch, but that's really how I'm looking at this palette is like I am mixing my own potions. And in this particular tutorial that you're watching now, I really stuck to just using the pastels and showcasing them because it is unexpected. It's against the grain for me. It's out of my comfort zone and what I typically enjoy wearing. So I decided to do it for that exact reason because I want to try something different. I want to give things a second, third, and fourth chance. And you know what? I ended up liking this look a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think for me, the shimmers kind of
saved it because I love a really, really shimmery lid, and I can forgive a lot about a look if my lid is very metallic and reflecting and distracting me. So, I'm not switching to be a pastel lover. I'm not going to switch to be a baby blue eyeliner everyday type of girl, but I'm glad I tried it, and I actually think it looked pretty fun and interesting. So, I can say I've had fun and I've been pushed creatively, which is something that I really like. I'm a big fan of staying in my comfort zone, but I'm also a big fan of trying out new stuff and trying new color combinations and mixing it up. So I realize I am just an enigma wrapped in a mystery, but I really like these shimmery shades. And I will tell you, I wore these looks that you're seeing in the video all day long, and they wore so beautifully. In fact, I was doing a foundation wear test the day I did this pastel look. So if you keep an eye on the channel over the next week or so, you'll be able to see for yourself how this eye makeup held up during a wear test day. And I was very, very impressed, especially with how many shimmers I was piling on these lids. And those tend to be the first things to get creased up and start to bunch up and disappear on me. I still will never forsake my super shimmery metallic lids, but I was very happy with the wear time of these particular shimmers. And let's just call it like it is. Any palette that can get me wearing a pure pastel, butter yellow, baby blue eyeliner heavy look all day long is a little bit of a miracle in and of itself. Now let's see the highlighter palette in action. As I hinted at earlier in the swatch portion, this is my personal favorite piece from this release. I love a shimmery cheek. I love a shimmery lid. You can put this all over your cheeks and your lids and be so shimmery and so shifty. I've definitely embraced more unconventional cheek colors over the past year. It all started with that Moon Kingdom highlighter from the ColourPop Sailor Moon collection last year. And now these type of colors I think are so much fun. It's a great way to add a different dynamic to, even if I do just a more basic look, which obviously I'm not going to do for today's video, but this is a fun way to add some pizzazz and some shimmer to a look, and I've really been embracing that. So this Celestial Lights palette is hitting me just at the right time in my fun, funky highlighter journey. And the shift on these is insane. I think you can tell I'm really piling it on just because it was so much fun. And I wanted to really showcase the potential of this highlighter. I also ended up adding just a teeny tiny bit of bright pink cream blush to really turn up the volume on my cheek look. I knew I was just going for it today, and I actually love the way that cream blush layered with these shimmery, shifty highlighters. I thought that I may disturb the highlighter underneath, but it actually played really nicely with all of the makeup that I wore. So, just another reason to love the Celestial Lights palette. I decided for my second look that I was really going to lean into more of the colors that were my personal favorites from this palette. I did the whole full pastel, totally out of the comfort zone type of look, so you can't fault me for going into my favorites. And look, I'm even still giving a little pastel blue here. But you had to know that I was gonna go for that deep bluish purple and the holochrome shade. You had to know that was coming. I mean, this has been my go-to for this palette as I've been testing it over the last few days. This shade Intellect is just so pretty, and it is very, very pigmented. What you're seeing me do here is apply a teeny tiny bit at a time and really gently building that up, because you can get a huge amount of color payoff from the shadow if you want like a solid, deep, inky application to the lid, which sometimes I do. But for this particular look, I wanted it to be a little bit softened and a little bit layered. So I didn't go full force with these really rich saturated mattes in the Wizard palette. I really tried to layer and blend and soften them because that's what I wanted them to do for this look. But believe me, if you want a super bold, super opaque, matte, rich color out of these on your lid, you can get them. I was just being a little bit more gentle. And you can see here, even just softly layering it up, I'm getting a huge punch from this purple shade. I love the way it blends in with the blues. These mattes are also very forgiving in the blending department, which is something I need because I am not a technical eyeshadow application type of girly. Obviously, you can see I'm just using the leftover from my brush to smudge on my lower lash line. I'm more of a come what may, let's slap some colors on and figure out what this look turns into type of eyeshadow application girly. And these mattes being so easy to layer and blend makes that type of eyeshadow work possible. So I really appreciate that. And again, I wore this look all day and it looked so stunning. Even this holochrome shadow, which is quite a slick feeling shadow, it is a smooth holochrome, so you don't feel any bits of glitter or anything. Just wore beautifully. It stuck to my lid with my normal primer really nicely. I love the addition of the purple highlighter to really pull out the purple in some of these shades. There's a little undercurrent of purple in both the holochrome and the matte shade Intellect. I just was obsessed with this look. I've actually worn it again, just a little bit more toned down. I didn't go full force with the highlighter when I wore a similar version of this look, but these are my colors. This is my jam. I love purple. I love super metallic, shimmery, shifty type of eyeshadows. So it's no surprise that this is my go-to look from the Wizard palette. For me, going forward, this is going to be the type of palette that I use in conjunction with another one. I'm already dreaming up the palette combo, so let me know if you want to see an updated palette combo, eyeshadow combo video, because you know I love to do that with my Fantasy Cosmetica shadows. All in all, I love the looks I've been getting out of here. I especially love the Celestial Lights palette, and I'm just having fun playing with makeup, and that's what it's all about for me.
I'm thrilled to see more from Fantasy Cosmetica anytime, especially when we're getting new types of products like a highlighter palette. Who knows what they're going to come up with next? I would love to hear what you think about these products. Which one of the looks was your favorite? Are you going to be picking these up? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey, it's cute, 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 cute. Okay. Wow, she's so pastel. This look is so stinking cute. I love it. And look at my little moon and stars earrings. Love those. Okay. I'm a whole vibe right now. This sweater makes me feel like a rich lady in like a ski lodge somewhere. I am not a rich lady and I am not in a ski lodge. I don't even actually really want to go to a ski lodge. I'm not big on snow. I'm not big on winter. I like being warm and I like things to be convenient, and snow is neither one of those things. It's really pretty to look at, but I don't really want to have to actually deal with it. All those years of shoveling out my car and scraping off my windshield, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Some people love snow. That's great. If you love snow and you have snow, I'm happy for you. I want there to be snow in the world. I just don't want to live in it. This purple highlight on the inner corner and up on the brow bone is just doing it for me. Doing it for me. Okay, let me... Oh, okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Dang it. No. This is what happens when my filming space is too messy. Sorry I yelled. Start knocking stuff over. You're a wizard. Okay, I know the nails don't exactly match, but I was kind of going for this vibe. It's close. It's close. It's in there. It's not an exact match. Oh my gosh, I look so cute. I don't know if you're supposed to say that, but here we are. I love when I go pick my kid up from school and I'm just wearing the brightest, boldest makeup, but I change back into my like comfy clothes to go to the school pickup line. So I'm sure that I look ridiculous. I look very mismatched with like this glamorous face, but I'm wearing like sweatpants and a giant t-shirt. I realized yesterday that I walked around all day with a black t-shirt with a huge deodorant like smudge all down one side, and I didn't realize it until I'd been wearing it for hours. Love that for me. Mm, mm, mm. Ba, 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 ba. I could just hear that. You know you're chronically online when you start hearing like TikTok sounds in your head as you're living your life. It's fine, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Oh boy. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. You're the best. I appreciate you, and I'm happy that you're here. And I hope that you'll be back soon. I think I'm gonna have a bonus video this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna try to post a video tomorrow because this one's gonna go up on Friday. I'm gonna try to post one on Saturday too. So we'll see. We'll see if the universe allows it. I love your face so much. I'll see you soon. You're cool. See you later. Bye.